everybody. My name is Angie Morenga. You're watching Just Angie. It's my favorite things. And today, it's also the relationship series. We started this thing called the relationship series where we're discussing all things relationships and different kinds of relationships and versions of relationships. And my guest today, I think I can say, is a relationship expert. So let him introduce himself and then we'll have a conversation. Karibu sana, Emmanuel.
Asante sana. It's good to be here.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Emmanuel. I am the founder of an organization called iVow. iVow seeks to preserve the sanctity of marriage. I've been married for 21 years.
Wow!
And
Yay!
I am just that kind of person I'm so passionate about marriage.
Wow.
I'm passionate about relationships and love. Wasn't always like this, but
that's a good thing.
I'm
so
here.
excited now. 21 years.
21
yeah,
years.
I remember iVow, and I used to see it on social media.
Yes.
iVow. Wow,
yes.
Emmanuel. Okay, why did it start? And how did you start? Because why I asked that question, first of all, congratulations for 21 years.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
Why did it start? Because sometimes I feel like the world we live in today is a world where people don't want us to meddle in their affairs. So, okay, maybe how do you do this? How did you get into the marriage space and taking through people through the different processes that you do, maybe with iVow?
Yeah. So I think it's a long story, but I think I'll try and make it as brief as I can.
Okay.
But what happened is I grew up in a strong family setting.
Thank God. Wow.
So the strong family setting gave me a very deep sense of what family should be like.
Okay.
And with that, I expected that the same would happen in marriage.
Oh.
Yeah, I expected that the same would happen in my marriage, that I would have a good wife, would have a fantastic, happily ever after story.
You're saying good wife. Were you going to be a good husband?
Gotcha.
Or it's
No,
just
these are the things now. These are the things I'm learning now.
Why are you not going to be a good husband as well?
So see now, me, I already assumed I was a good person. So now,
assuming is the
in
thing.
my head, my wife is going to be a good wife who will give me good children. And
we'll have a good family.
And we'll have a fantastic family.
But they had been models to you, so that expectation was right.
Yes, so that was my expectation. Until I get into this space, and then I realized, this is not for the faint of heart. And our journey started with so many so many things that happened that went against us. You know, my wife not having a job, then I lose my job. And then in the first year, we are having a kid. And then we're almost being kicked out of our home. And it was just a bunch of stuff happening that caused so much stress and strain. And by the time we settled in, there's so much pain that we had caused each other. And we were actually, we were destined for divorce.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, at some point, we were just like, you know what? And it wasn't even from a bad place. It was like, see, we have tried this thing. Due says it's been real. That's where we were at.
Wow.
And then, I guess God had a different plan. So we began to, a process of reconciliation, and it took very many years. And that journey...
I love that you're being authentic. It took many years.
It took very many years.
To undo all this.
It took so many years. And it's still happening that we're trying to undo a lot of stuff.
But you made a
past.
Decision to stay together.
We did.
Because I feel a lot of people, including myself, we took off too early instead of trying to look and see what could be done. How could we resolve this? So it's amazing that you had the wisdom by the grace of God to say, let's try to work on this. Because and even the deuces thing, it's easier.
Yeah.
It really is. It's easier to walk away than to try to go through many years of trying to repair this. And from what you've said, it really wasn't your fault.
No.
I've lost my job. She's lost her job.
Yeah.
We are having a child. We are about to lose the house. These pressures of life, it's too much.
They're too much.
Like, it's too much.
Yeah. And we're young, we're kids, so we don't know. We're not experienced in these things. So it was all these things acting against us, and then our own personal brokenness, our own ignorance about life.
Maybe even expectations. Because I think you're somebody of expectations, because when people get married, woo, we're getting married.
Let me tell you.
Life is about to come.
Let me
We're
tell
just
you.
getting married.
This is where now, remember the question you asked me, were you going to be a good husband?
Yes.
This is where I began to learn that I am not equipped to be a husband.
Wow.
I am not equipped to be a father. Wow. I do not know what I am doing.
Oh, wow.
And I am trying to figure it out as I go. Now, this entire journey for the last until about year 17, in the beginning, like while we're going through the crazy things, I'd said one day, I told my wife, there's one question that I realize we constantly ask each other, and that is, why weren't we taught this? Why weren't we told these things?
Yes. Always, even me, in that my journey, I was like, how come there was nobody to point this out? Like, don't do this. No, it's okay. Just relax,
Yeah.
Why wasn't anyone to tell us that? That's a good question.
So we kept asking each other that question.
Good question.
Especially about parenting. We didn't even ask you to say about marriage. We said about parenting. But in my head, I also asked myself, why wasn't I taught these things about marriage?
Wow.
And so I think that's when I decided one day I will drop everything that I'm doing and I will do this for life. And hopefully my legacy will be a person that impacts, families and marriages and love. So I think from that day I became a student of it. So by the time we are even getting to the point of saying, man, maybe we've tried. I'll never forget this. I went and I sat with older people, and these guys were in their 70s. I lived in the US at the time, so these guys had been the 70-year-old. He was 73. He was in his third marriage. So in fact, when I went to talk to him, I was going to talk to him so that he can tell me.
He can rubber stamp.
He can rubber stamp
your
this
decision.
Yes.
Emmanuel.
Yes.
What? He can rubber stamp your decision. Now you just go.
With all my salvation, with all my Jesus, with all my spirit, whateverness. I was just like, this guy is going to rubber stamp it.
He's going to tell me it's okay. It's never that serious?
Yeah. And here is what he told me.
What?
He told me it has taken him his third marriage to realize that there are many things he should have done in his first marriage, and he regrets the many things that he did to hurt that woman.
Oh, gosh.
He said, I blamed her for many things.
You're going to cry now and you didn't say it. You got the Kleenex now. I blamed her for many things.
I blamed her for many things. There were so many things as a man, I did not know and understand my position as the leader of this home. And so when I went into my second marriage, I repeated the same things.
Oh my goodness.
And then I thought the problem was women.
That is not the conclusion. The problem is him. He's
He's the common denominator. So he told me, please ensure by the time you're calling it quits, please make sure you have done everything under the sun. And so at that point, I was just like, oh, snap. Okay, that means I have to go back and figure it out.
How this thing can work.
Yeah. Then right about the same time, I sat in front of a group of people. And they were talking about, of course, relationships and stuff. And so one of the guys was sharing a survey that was done in a developed nation of 100,000 people who had been on their deathbed. And all of them were being asked, what's the one thing that you'd have changed in your life? And all of them were successful. All right. They were all successful in their own rights. Guys who have done big things, have been CEOs, MDs, blah, blah, blah. And I'll never forget this. And they said 99.9% of all their responses was something related to, I wish I was there for my wife, and I wish I was there for my children.
What?
And I was like, wait, these guys weren't talking, I wish I did this strategy, I wish I took this opportunity, I wish I took this. And I realized when it's all said and done,
that's
the one thing that matters the most is your family.
Wow.
So for me, I think that just opened my mind. It spoke to my heart. And I was just like, you know what? I have to do this. I have to do this. Whatever it takes.
I have to tell people. Or prepare people. Give them the tools for marriage.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with what you said? Is it tailored to fit different people? And even maybe what have been some of the results?
Yeah, so how it began is I was on staff at Mavuno Church.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was on staff at Mavuno Church, went through the discovery program.
I did as
Yes,
well.
yes, I
I went
remember.
through in 2007.
Yes, so I did it in 2013.
Wow.
So when I did it, I got on staff, I was working there. And one of the things that I began to notice is that I kept being drawn to the family ministries side. So I'd always be where Noah is, where Leah is. I mean, I've been assigned to something totally different,
you're
but
going
at
this
the end
way.
of the day on Sunday, you find me with Noah space and stuff. And I remember every time people came to talk to me, like couples would come, they have an issue. There's a way that I would speak that they would listen to me. So I kept feeling that here's where I'm fulfilling purpose, and I kept doing it. I didn't understand it until one time when I decided to step off. Now I need to say this so that you know. So you are a mentor to me without knowing that you're a mentor to me.
Emmanuel, now what do you mean? What are you
You've been
talking
a mentor
about?
to me without knowing that you're a mentor to me.
Oh my
Because I
goodness.
follow intently. Almost all my circle of friends have done PLF, serve in PLF, and do all that. Now,
Wow.
because of the fact that I came and then immediately got plugged into this place, I have not had the opportunity to do PLF. All right. So everything they say, everything they do, every space they serve in.
I didn't know that at all.
I keep hearing them and the things. So I follow intently because one day I'd said, I will step
Emmanuel.
away and be able to do the thing that God has called me to do. So for me, I always follow. Like I follow you on Facebook, I follow you on every space.
I'm so
I
shocked.
listen, I hear, I know your interviews. That like just Angie, it has like a notification bell. So it pops.
I'm so humbled. That's
Yeah,
amazing because
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
I did not know that at all.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So I'm really humbled by
Yeah.
that.
So
Thank you
you're
so
impacting
much.
not only the people
Oh
who
my
show up, you're
goodness.
impacting very many people
Oh my
out here.
goodness. Wow.
So yeah, so one of the things I did is I said I'd gotten to a place where I felt like, I was struggling within the context of the church and that I was not fulfilling purpose. So anyway, I prayed to God. Now you need to reveal to me what's up. And here's what came up. Not even from God speaking, but even for me from processing. All right. Now this is powerful because the one thing I realized is that I was still on staff because of the paycheck I was getting. Now, my
That's a very
current.
big. Now, you should have said we
Yeah.
were coming to make announcements that we're moving the nation. That's what you should have said. That is a big thing.
Yes.
That you're
Yes.
stuck to the paycheck.
I was stuck to the paycheck. And I'll
Many
tell you
people.
why I was stuck to
It's
the
not only you,
paycheck.
there are so many.
Yeah. I'll tell you why I was stuck to the paycheck. I was stuck to the paycheck because in my marriage, finances was an issue.
Because it was there in the beginning, wasn't
It was there in the beginning.
When you both didn't have jobs
Yes,
and then you're
yes.
almost losing your house.
Yes.
So there's no way you can take yourself back there.
So finally, my supervisor has fought for me. My salary it looks like a decent salary that I'm bringing home. Now I'm the same person who's telling my wife that I'm going to
we're going to go. What are we doing?
We're going on a journey that we do not know where we're going.
T-
I do not know where the next cent is coming from. So it was a struggle. But I'll never forget, I said, you know what, God, if I don't do this, then I only have myself to blame. I'll never forget, I went to talk to her. I said, now, this is what I'm feeling. God is speaking to me. It's hard, but I can't do it unless I tell you about it. And you know what my wife said that day?
I think God had been preparing her. Is that what she said?
No, God hadn't been preparing her. She just told me, you know what, my husband? I think everything that is for you is away from this space.
What?
And I was like, who are you and what have you done with Nyawira?
Wow.
So I asked her, do you understand what this means? I'm going into the unknown. I
Unknown.
don't know where my paycheck, I don't know
paycheck
what will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said, no. I understand that. But I seriously feel that everything that is for you is not here. It's out of there,
somewhere.
out of this place.
Wow.
And so I quickly actually went to my supervisor, asked him to
release you.
Yeah, and then so I started. So thank God for the space that I was in Mavuno. In Mavuno, I was a part of Ndoa. I used to facilitate. So I began to understand what it means to facilitate, take couples through these things. I also began to see cracks because one of the big things that I struggled with is we're taking all these people through this thing, but there's no aftercare.
Yes, follow-up is everything.
Yeah, and follow-up was everything. And because of my responsibility on staff, it becomes hard to follow up.
Yes, because you have an assignment to just deliver this content and not to follow up. Even for PLF, the follow-up is when people serve, when you plug into the vision.
Yes.
So they don't get to fall off the wayside.
Yeah.
So they're there, they're remaining connected. Even just Angie, I think, is a way that people can still connect and to remind ourselves of what it is that we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted
so for me,
a
I
session
said,
and then with follow-up.
yes, session with follow-up. So what I've done now is I do premarital.
Okay.
I do marriage enrich.
Okay.
I do marriage
So to
counseling.
enrich your marriage?
Yes, to enrich your marriage.
And you do
then
marriage
I
counseling?
do marriage counseling. I went to school to be a counseling psychologist.
Excellent.
So, because you need a little bit more than.
You do. And also people
can't learn
trust
enough.
those papers. People are like that. They'll trust you more if there's some paper, something that you've done something. So that's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was just like, other than experience, let me learn these things.
Yes.
And those are natural tools that I've been using so far.
Wow.
And man, let me tell you the impact that it's creating. I've seen couples come here and they were sent by a lawyer who is doing their divorce, and they're almost going for decree nisi.
Yes.
We have a conversation and it changes.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
So
That
for
is
me,
amazing.
I'm fulfilling purpose, I'm fulfilled.
Yeah.
It's not making the bank, it's not breaking the bank yet.
But now what we need to praise the next level. Breaking the bank,
That's
now you tell
true.
God now, you send me.
Yes.
Make sure I'm covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I feel that we do that breaks the bank.
Yeah.
But it has to be now God. I feel like also that's another step.
Yeah.
Like now ask God to provide.
Yeah.
Ask him to do it. And he
Yeah.
will do it.
Yeah.
Or what it is that he needs. Because the other day I even found out that they're even Christian funders. I was quite shocked. I was like, really?
Oh, really?
Yes, they're Christian funders. Do your research, find them, write proposals. Yes. There are Christians out there who have finances, who want to support people doing kingdom initiatives. Maybe find them as well. So that's good. But the best thing about it is it doesn't come immediately, so that doesn't become the motive.
Yes.
The motive is you've got to keep doing what God has asked you to do,
Yeah.
and then he will meet you. But I think that's one of the ways
Yeah.
that he can meet us is by finding even and locating those
Yeah.
those people who are ready to fund things that are kingdom, that are Christian, that are changing lives. And I
Yeah.
really pray it does that. So do you do it in a classroom setup? Do you go
So I
to
do
a place?
it-
Do you have a group?
So how I do it is, especially for the premarital, I've been doing it online.
So it's iVow.
iVow.
Okay.
Like
You've been doing it
little
online. Then VO. I've seen. I follow you on
Yeah.
Facebook. and social media.
So I've been doing it online, an online version of it.
Okay.
And
Which is
then,
okay. That's how people are doing stuff these days.
Yes, and then we have in-person meetings.
Okay.
And the in-person meetings are for bonding,
Okay.
for bonding sake.
Okay.
So hopefully after that, then what it does, it creates a group so that group now
stays together.
So
now they don't fall through
they
the
become
cracks.
a support system.
And they're an accountability
Yes.
system to one another.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. And then what we are trying to do now is that the facilitator of that group now becomes the person that journeys with them through that. So only things worth escalated
to you.
Yes.
These guys can continue.
Yes.
So do you have, because like now will one facilitator be able only to do one group?
No. They can do like a bunch of groups, but they'll serve once a year.
Okay.
So they have one group 1 year, and they'll walk a journey with them. And the goal is to, really make them bond by the end of the year. So that by the time they bond and they're formed this group, then it becomes almost self-sustaining.
Yeah. So forming accountability.
Forming accountability.
Forming support.
Which is, again, for me, that was big because we were out there, we are struggling, we don't have anyone to talk to. So we literally thought we are the only ones going through such problems yet.
Other people are.
Every single person goes through the same issues. So that's
Wow.
that's.
And so your PMCC also online, premarital counseling?
Yes, all of it is almost everything except the marriage counseling. The marriage counseling is online for people who are in the diaspora. So what this has done, interestingly, do you know I started this in 2019 July? Actually, let me just say 2020 is when I really started it.
COVID year.
COVID year. So what it has done, it has actually formed a name for itself. And Africans in the diaspora reach out. They say, you understand.
Yeah, you understand.
You
Which
understand
is true,
our
it's
culture.
True. Even some of the people who watch Just Angie and all that out there,
yeah.
it's because they're like, now they get it. These people don't get it because you understand our culture. So that's very important. So you get us what we're saying.
Exactly.
The way wherever you're residing, they will not. If it's American or whoever, they will not understand you. Because it's a different culture. Okay.
So what that has done for me is that my schedule is it's interesting. Like for example, Saturday morning, I'm up at 3 a.m. serving a couple in Canada. At 5 a.m., another one in the US.
Wow.
Then by 12 noon, I'm serving one in Australia.
That's amazing, though.
So
you're going to the nations.
Yeah, it's going to the nations. Well, I'm here, but I'm going to the nations.
You're going to the nations.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long? So 2020. So it's been about 3 years.
About 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How do you see it moving into the future? And even what is your closing remark? I'm so encouraged, and you'll have to come back again. Because now we'll come back again. You'll come maybe with your wife. Because I've been telling people this. I don't want it to be like we just do, like because you came on Just Angie. That's it. We want to know the journey. We want to continue a journey. Let's see what's happening next and how is it happening. And I've got so many questions. Are churches partnering with you?
Yes, churches are partnering with me, so I'm excited about that.
That's
Not
good.
just churches, even other people doing something similar. So we partner with them.
Okay, good.
So what we try to do,
collaboration is amazing.
yeah, it's. Let me tell you,
wow.
there's nothing more powerful than it.
Collaboration.
For example, if you came to me with issues of cultural difference within your relationship, I know nothing about that, but I have a friend called Cynthia Otieno and Don. They have gone through that.
Yes.
So now I say, now I have a friend, let me call them.
So they can sort
so you
this
form
out.
a network of people, who now
I
do
love
something
it.
similar,
I
and
love
then
it.
especially who are very passionate about it.
Yes.
So that they can be, if I'm handing you to somebody, it's somebody who will care for you. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
So when did you move back?
I moved back in 2009, but to Nairobi, December 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started at Mavuno 2013.
Okay.
Ah.
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of good work. My mind is reeling. It's doing overtime. I'm spinning out. But do you have a closing remark or a parting shot for us? Or somebody out there who's having an issue with their marriage, or somebody who's blue-eyed and starry and getting married? Wow.
Yeah.
Usually at weddings, I'm like, hey, even my own daughter, I told her, can I wear black?
Yeah.
Is it okay to wear black? I want to wear a big hat with a net.
Yeah.
Just for drama, because you guys just jumping everywhere. I'm getting married. Like, you people, do you know what marriage is about? So I find it, sometimes I'm like, oi. Because you learn. But I think, I don't know, I think marriage is about, I feel, character development.
It is.
It really is. I'm still not quite sure why God created it. But it is to develop. It's a very serious character development tool.
It is.
Talk to a couple who's maybe newly married, maybe everything has hit the fan, maybe they want to get out of their marriage. Speak to them, Emmanuel.
So here's my parting shot, and this is what I'll tell you if you're listening to this about relationship. Now, one of the things I've learned is that relationships have cycles. They will tell you that there are 4 parts to that cycle. For me, I've added a 5th one, which is one of the most important one. They will tell you there's the dream stage, the drama stage, the discovery stage, and the final one is the depth stage. Sorry,
going deeper.
So the first stage that is not talked about is the development stage. Now, the development stage, they ask me, when is the right time to start learning about marriage? It's from the moment you're born. Our grandparents, great-grandparents were raised in clans, and they were raised to be husbands and people within the community.
So true.
We have grown up in a capitalistic society and have not been trained to be husbands and wives. So grant yourself some grace. The most important thing that you need to know is that the biggest issue that you will struggle with in your relationship is ignorance.
Wow.
because we do not know, we are perishing in our relationship. So our goal is to help you now begin to gain those tools, begin to gain understanding, begin to gain information so that you can make an informed decision within your relationship. And I think if more of us were able to do that, I think we'd have much richer, the things that I know
Relationships.
now, the things that I know now, I keep laughing at my younger me, It was painful, but I laugh now because I was just like, I was set up for failure.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you were one up on everyone because you even had a family that was modeled to.
Yeah.
Many people
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not have that modeled to them.
Yeah.
So it's back to the village. I think it's back to the village.
It
Because the
literally is.
village prepared us. The
It
clans,
prepared,
the aunties,
yes,
uncles,
yes.
seeing like they really prepared
Yeah,
us for life.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're saying that's what we need to go back to
Yeah.
that principle of learning things and developing from a very young age.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Very true.
Oh, Emmanuel, really grateful for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Like I said, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Please follow iVow. Please register. Please go. Please don't walk out on your marriage. Don't walk out on your marriage. Just chill first. Let's see. Go and visit iVow. Then we see what will happen.
Yeah.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance. God bless. Bye-bye.